Well, here we are in the San Diego Air and Museum Golden Age of Flight gallery. Above me and back of me is that silver airplane, is the Bolus SP-1. It's actually a reproduction of the original. Bolus was a very interesting designer. He actually worked for Ryan Aircraft and actually participated and helped build the Spirit of St. Louis. As an incidental fact, Charles Lindbergh actually lived with Bolus's house during the 6 months or so that they built the Spirit. This was his 16th design of a sailplane. They made about 120 of them. The first flight was in 1929. Charles Lindbergh was the test pilot. Thereafter, the airplane is interesting in that it's a sailplane. Sailplane differs from a glider. A glider goes one way, down. A sailplane can stay in the airplane for hours. And at one point, this airplane, the original of it, flew for 15 hours over Point Loma. Charles Lindbergh was the 9th person to receive a pilot's license for a sailplane. And interesting enough, his wife, Anne Morrow Lindbergh, was the 10th person to receive a sailplane license. The wingspan is about 40 feet, only weighs about 150 pounds. It can carry a max up to 300 pounds or so. It was called the paper wing because part of the airplane was made of paper covering the wings. It was spruce, designed basically for the framework. I don't know the max altitude. They made about 120. You'll recall this airplane came out in 1929, time of the stock market crash. Bolus, such an interesting guy that he was, he actually designed the first aluminum travel trailer, also known as the Airstream. And today you can go and you can buy a Bolus trailer. They're available, they're extraordinarily expensive, and they're a very clever design. He went on to make, the second airplane he made was the Baby Albatross, which we'll talk about in a minute. Above me is the Baby Albatross. This was made by Holly Bolus, a follow-on to his original SP-1 aircraft. You can see the way the rounded shell is. The way he did it was by making a mold, a female mold and a male mold, and with wet plywood, compressed it to make this shell, this little inclusive shell to hold the pilot of the airplane. In back of that was a tube, an aluminum tube controlling the controls. You can see there's no control evident on the outside of the airplane. That is the wires that control it. He made about 150 of these. Came out in 1938. They built it through 1944, actually. There's still, as of 2013, there are still 13 of these airplanes flying in the United States. You could purchase it as a kit for $385 or fully completed, assembled for $750. Very cute little airplane. The Baby Albatross was built here in San Diego, California. They built it in the Ryan Aircraft factories where they build them.